that are so vital and so fundamental, instead of spreading them out, he talks about it once. And this is Allah's way of telling us, what I have said here is enough for you to understand all you need to understand about this topic. So for instance, he did that with fasting. Allah didn't talk about fasting in the Quran all over the Quran. He talked about it in one place, one time. And that's it. That's all you need to know. Compare that with something like taqwa. Taqwa, he talks about in the Quran over a couple of hundred times. Why? Because you can understand it from this point of view. You also can come at it from this point of view, this point of view, this point of view. There's lots of things you can learn about taqwa. It's a big thing. And you can acquire it in many, many, many different ways. And it can come to you. You can be tested with your taqwa in many different ways. So Allah addressed it in many different ways across the Quran. But when it came to something so, what you would think he would talk about over and over again, happiness, like I said again, just this one place in Surah Yunus is fundamentally where he says, the word sa'ada is used, but here, essentially, this is the place that Allah says, this is Allah's commentary on happiness itself, right? This is Allah's commentary on it. And he didn't just comment on it. He actually said, this is ayah number 58, by the way, and ayah number 58 is the answer, is the conclusion to ayah number 57, actually. So here he's commenting on happiness, but the building blocks, what makes up happiness, isn't the ayah before it. That's actually what it is. So in this series of khutbahs, what I'm going to try to do is understand these two ayat. And maybe if we contemplate these two ayat, and though I have given khutbahs about these two ayat before, but not from this point of view, not from this psychological point of view, and not from this historical point of view. So we're going to come at the same ayat, and we're going to come at them from a different perspective, to try to understand something about happiness itself, for myself and for you, for all of us. So that we can, when we truly understand ourselves, maybe we can acquire this thing, the desire for which Allah Himself put inside us. I want to feel happy. This is this experience I want to have. And for many listening, because now, I don't know if this is the case because of us living in the postmodern world and because we have more access to each other, because of social media, the internet, because the overflow of information, so we know more about each other, or has it always been the case? But we know now how common depression is. We know how common deeply felt sadness and anxiety are. We know how common, people that we live with, people that we spend our entire lives with, are riddled with thoughts all day that take happiness away from them. They could, you could see them and say, hey, what's wrong? And I don't want to talk about it. I just feel sad. And they're going to have a hard time expressing it. So this is